Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another Drama is Life, where we're going to talk about what was, what is, and what is to come regarding mental and social topics. And we already know what month it is. It is Black History Month, and we cannot end the month without talking about hair. So come on in. Feel free to like, share, subscribe. Actually, I encourage you to so that you will know when we're going to have our conversations and topics, as I will not forever be on social media platforms. Feel free to follow us. We have our podcast on Spotify called Drama is Life. So I welcome you and encourage you to download, and you'll be able to listen to it. If this is not a good time and you're not able to catch us live, feel free to listen to us at any time in your convenience because we have a good topic tonight. And I really want to get some feedback from you all. So feel free to talk back to me. It is February, and a lot of things are happening in February regarding love and Black history and so many different things. So I wanted to make sure that we talk about, as we've been talking about leaving a legacy, that we talk about Black hair care. But before we get there, you might be like, who is this talking to me? So for those who have not been on or have joined us, your first time seeing my face, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. My name is Theresa White. I am the CEO and founder of In Town Creative Counseling Services, located in Terre Haute, Indiana, where I offer in person and telehealth services and drama therapy. Particularly, my specialty is drama therapy, where I use movement and the expressive arts. You have questions about our services? Feel free to reach us during our office hours. So, with this, of course, I'm your host as well on Drama is Life, and we have been doing this for 4 years. So, welcome to, well, actually, almost four. Give us a couple of months and it'll be four. So, welcome to another. If is another a word, maybe I just made that up. If it is not a word, another. Not putting the on the front, just another. We're going to have a conversation about leaving a legacy, but in regards to hair care. And I want to ask a question. This is my first question. Do you believe, and it's just a yes or no, give me a thumbs up, a like, if you believe that as a culture that we have promoted healthy hair over health, over physical or mental health? Do you feel like people put more emphasis and money into healthy hair care or taking care of our hair more than we do about taking care of our body, taking care of our mental health? Just want to get your thoughts on that. We may talk about that at a different time, but I just wanted to get your thoughts because we're going to talk about hair care tonight. So, with regards to Black history, we got to absolutely talk about some legends that have made a impact on our hair care. And of course, even before we got to America, we know that Black hair care is, what's the word I want to use? It is historic. And just the more I find out about it, the more I'm fascinated with where things have come from. So I'll share a few different things. So before it was American or Black hair care in America, Black hair care in Africa, the styles that were used was to show the tribes and different strengths of tribes, which I thought was really interesting. But I ain't gonna get into a deep conversation about that because I don't know a lot of history as much as I would like to know to have a whole full-fledged conversation about it. But I just wanted to point that part out that I thought was really, really neat, because I think it absolutely speaks to what we use hair care or hairstyles and hair care for currently, that we absolutely make statements with our hair. I will tell y'all funny, I'm gonna let y'all in on a secret. Okay, this is a very personal secret. Don't tell everybody, okay? Don't tell anybody else. It's just between me and you. I used to have a conversation with my hair, and I still do at times. We still talk. And my conversation, I made an agreement with her. Yes, I call her her. I made an agreement with her back when I was a teenager. And I remember looking in the mirror and coming up with this agreement about with me and my hair. And I said, if you make me look good, I'll make you look good. And I'm telling you, that agreement has never steered me wrong. And because the follow up with that agreement is you make me look bad. If you look bad, you're gonna make me look bad. So that has definitely been the case. So at moments that I'm thinking, okay, I'm really gonna do some nice hair care regimens and things, and they come out bad, and she not happy, it's not good. It's not good. So I won't get on again my hair regimen and how I got to being locked, but I will talk about that next week. I think it's very important that I had that conversation because I think that's something that I haven't shared with people. And I definitely want to share my journey when it comes to hair care. But I want to talk about the Black history part of hair care. And a lot of it stems around, we can talk about the regimen, the hair types, as I've talked about on past years of lives. We've had guest speakers or guests that will talk to you about hair care that do a way better job than me, and they can teach that. So some of the things that we've talked about is porosity, and that basically is how your hair absorbs moisture, whether it's low or high. And I know that's important. So I don't want to get deep into those kind of things or your hair type and the coil type you have and or the curl pattern you have. I just want to talk about tonight hair care products. I say that because when we talk about Black history and leaving a legacy, how many people, and again, or comment yes, or both, if you know who this is, Sarah Breedlove. How many people have heard of the name Sarah Breedlove? So give me a high five or a hands up or a hello. Yes, you've heard of her. How many people have heard of Annie Malone? High five, if you've heard of either one of these women, because they absolutely have been intricate in Black hair care and Black hair care products. Tell you about the first woman. Not Sarah just yet. The first woman is Annie Malone, born in 1869, is a Black woman who created an entire line of beauty and hair care products for Black women in the 20th century. And what that means is in the 1900s. And she was in St. Louis, and she began to give it away, door to door for free. So doing philanthropy work because she didn't have a product line or the connections, I guess, needed to make that line. So, but she did so and was actually given away. And the money that she did make, she gave a lot of it to charity, according to Source Black Hair Care. So I thought that was really interesting because I've heard of her name in passing because she was the employer of Sarah Breedlove. Now, again, who's Sarah Breedlove? If you haven't heard of her, it's interesting because she actually is Madam C.J. Walker. Now, who has heard of Madam C.J. Walker? Of course, our first, or the woman who made hair care products as well, and first Black woman self-made millionaire with the products that she's made. And so I say that because it's a whole thing. People have made YouTube videos and people do TikToks and people do all kind of things on social media all around hair care products. So tonight I just want to do kind of our game, kind of activity. You talk back to me about hair care products. So absolutely saluting these women who knew the importance of taking care of Black hair. So I want to start with you just tell me yes or no if this is a good hair care product. So we're gonna kind of respond good or bad. Water, good or bad. That's your first one. Is water good or bad? I want to tell you first and foremost, I was told water was not good for Black hair. Now I want you to think about that for a minute. I laugh now because when I really think about what that says, it's like, what? How else are we gonna wash our hair and get it, But water was not good because you couldn't get your hair wet. Especially if you did what Sarah Breedlove have taught us, or Madam C.J. Walker, because she was absolutely the woman that, and I don't say coined, but popularized, made it popular for the press and curl style. So if you got a press and curl, Again, when I was younger, nobody know if your nobody know, I don't know about anybody else, but if your hair was pressed and curled, you better not think about sweating. You better not be in no misty air nowhere. Nobody better not have no water fight. Oh my. And so that's what I mean when I say water was not good for black hair care because it made your hair draw right back up and what they call shrinkage and do that. So you can answer that or not, but I now have learned in my adult life and when I have been without chemicals and things like that in my hair with regards to like perms and things like that. I don't want to say natural because it's my hair, so it's what it is. But it's what I've not pressed or continually pressed or permed my hair in about 16 years, about 15 or 16 years. I would think it would be longer than this right now, but I ain't gonna complain. We'll talk about that next week. So, water. I learned that my hair absolutely loves it. And I thought I was crazy for a while. Won't get into that right now. So, water. On my end, I take that off as wonderful and good. Eggs. I know it's not necessarily a product you buy, but is eggs good or bad for your hair? For hair care. And again, this is opinion based. You say yay or nay for what it is. Honey. And not the kind of honey you got sitting next to you in your boo thing, but honey that you actually, that are made by bees. Do you consider that a good or bad hair care product? So you can put in the comments, honey equals good, honey equals bad. You tell me. And I'm only going to give you a few because we got buku hair care products. The last few that I want to ask about, magic grease. How many, just reminisce right now. Because sometimes some of y'all had the green, sometimes we had the blue grease. And we didn't know it was called magic. We just know it was called blue or green grease. We just called it grease. So green or blue, and you can decipher whichever one you want to pick. When you think about that hair grease, magic hair grease, is that good or a bad hair care product? The next one is I want to ask you about, this is a funny one, but I do want to ask about it. Cooking grease, vegetable oil. So, and let me clarify, because vegetable oil is very different from what we call cooking grease that we would have sitting on the stove and it would just be lard. Let's just call it lard. Lard and Crisco, good or bad? Now let's get to oil. And not oil like the vegetable oil, but oil, coconut, good or bad? Tea tree, good or bad? And now people are going to say it depends, but I understand it definitely do. But I want you to think about whether you lean toward use or not use. That's what we're kind of think about. Do I use it? Do I not use it? Black castor oil. That one has been a big booming one that people have talked about. And then last but not least, the cream. So we went from, water, eggs, honey, grease, oil, creams. And we got leave-in conditioner creams, but I want to talk about this one, which is cream-based kind of product, but it's shea butter. Good or bad? Use or not use? To be or not to be? That is the question. So I just want to have a conversation about, again, hair care products, because I'm telling you, going with the first question that I asked you in the beginning, we will absolutely find money to take care of our hair. Absolutely. Because again, as I said, with me and the secret I told you about me and my girl, we're like making sure she make me look good, I make her look good. I'm telling you. Products I was a product junkie because I didn't understand what to buy. But again, I will save that for next time. But I say that because a lot of people buy a lot of products, but I want to really emphasize and salute our mothers, grandmothers, aunts, and cousins, and all those who took care of our hair in childhood, who kept it in what we call now protective styles. We didn't call it then. Our mama just did our hair. But and then they put that stocking cap on. And yes, it was a stocking cap. It wasn't no silk bonnet. It was a stocking cap. And so your curls was tight and you didn't even sleep too well. You had to sleep on your hands because you wanted to make sure you didn't mess up this fresh press and curl. So when that stocking cap came out and she, kind of pulled your curls down, they wasn't super tight. Anyway, again, reminiscing. But the legacy that they left us of black hair care still stays with us with how often we wash our hair. Whether it's, do you wash it once a week or twice a week? Or do you wash it less frequent than that? So there's so much that goes into black hair care, but it absolutely leaves a legacy for our generations, because not only for our young ladies, but for our young men as well when it comes to hair care. And I won't even get on my frustration with men and how they can just do nothing to their hair and it just be growing down their back. Not gonna do it. Not gonna. Maybe that's the secret, y'all. Stop doing stuff with our hair and it'll grow. I don't know. But anyway, that's just that's what I've heard a lot of men say. Stop messing with your hair so much and it'll grow. Which I have found as I'm on my life journey is actually not too far off the truth. So again, we'll talk about that next week with how I got to this place after 14 and a half years of no perms and continual presses. So I don't want to keep you long. I just wanted to have a nice, fun conversation about these great women who have left us with so much legacy. And not, of course, not even just them only, but throughout, again, history. Black hair care will never not be a market. We will never not get our hair done, okay? So even if we don't have the money to go to the salon, we're gonna find somebody that can braid. We're gonna find a wig. We're gonna find a lace front, something. We're gonna find something to make her look good so that we can look good. And I hope that y'all feel good tonight and that we will see you again next time. Thank you for joining tonight as we talk about Black hair care among Black History Month. Hope that you are enjoying Black History Month and celebrating all your wonderful Blackness, how great you are, how beautiful you are from hair to toe. Have a great night, you all. See you next time.